Okay, sir. Assalamu alaikum and very warm welcome to everyone joining us live. I'm truly honored and excited to be here today for you can say special session of a meaningful conversation with an inspiring personality. Today is a big day for me personally. It's my first live interview, and I couldn't have asked for a better guest to begin with this. And today's guest is not just, you can say, the name, he's a movement, he's a vision. And please join me welcoming Mr. Muhammad Musa Ilyas, a visionary entrepreneur, compassionate volunteer, and inspiring thought leader. From Karachi to Canada, his journey is a story of values, visions, and ventures. We welcome you, sir, in this session.
Thank you so much, Ji. Peace be on to all of you. Naseem Bhai, I'm quite honored to be your first interview, your first live
Yes,
interview. So that's quite an honor for me, actually. So thank you, sir, for being.
thank you so much.
It's quite an honor for me. It was quite exciting to see you in the classes, Rehan Saab's Rehan School's Online Academy, and that's how we got introduced to each other. So yes, I am as curious to learn about you as you are about me.
Yes, it's a good thing. I want to get more and more information, and you can say learning from your side. Sir, when I was scrolling to get some information about you, there were some pets and wonderful dogs with you. What's that story? They were just laughing with you and chatting. I think they was talking with you.
Gigi, so I'm quite lucky in that way. When I was so I grew up in Karachi, and I went to the American school. So the American school in Karachi is a very elitist school. It's usually a very small percentage of people go to the American schooling system.
Yes.
So most of those people, a lot of them had dogs, and I came from a very typical Desi Pakistani family. And so since then, as all children do, I also enjoyed pets and everything. So that's when my father first, I think I was 14 or 16, and I got my first dog, and I had him for about 10, 15 years. And then after that, there was no dogs. Then I got married, had kids. Luckily, my middle son, Harun, also has the same craziness. He also loves animals. And because he wanted a dog, so my wife got convinced, and then we again got dogs. So now I have two beautiful girl dogs, labs, who are sitting in Karachi, who I'm missing like crazy.
Yes.
But I'm here with my other family, my human family. I also love deeply, so I'm spending time with them, and not.
And what breed you like the best in, you can say, dogs?
So like children, you really don't have a favorite, and you love them all. So
Yes.
that has been very much the case. My first dog was he was a mutt off the streets. His name was Stupid. And then after that, we've had a few more dogs. We had Rocky with Harun. He passed away. And then Lily also passed away. So we had male dog lab, Rocky, he passed away. Lily, she passed away. And now we have Hazel and Lulu. So,
That's
and
great.
they're both my favorites, absolutely.
That's great. Okay, sir. One thing more about you. There's this. You. I read somewhere there is comedian about you on Facebook. You can say I couldn't miss that word.
Oh, yes.
It was very, you can say, the fascinating to me. May you discuss something? How you put that word on even your interface of
Because
Facebook?
practically speaking, if you talk to me or my family or even my co-workers and everything, so they'll tell you that, yes, of course, as one is in everything, work is something which is. I've done many different industries because of my wife. I've somewhat studied the education industry because of my family business. I've understood the pharmaceutical industry, the cosmetic trading, perfume, um, a lot of industries. I've been quite blessed to have a lot of exposure, and I've realized that in everything, work gets done. But I think my attitude has always been that of a comedian. um, it's not that I'm not focused or serious about work, It's just that I don't take things to as I don't get as emotionally charged as others do. So and I feel laughter is, I mean, even in work wise, if you talk to my staff, my colleagues, all these people, they'll tell you that I've always been funny, practical, stern, disciplined, all of that, but also with a hint of comedy in it. I believe life is funny. So that's why I think that's probably what describes me this best, is a comedian. My wife, my children, my family, they're all sick of this. They'll just tell you to be a comedian banda.
It's, you can say, additional feature of your life. I think sometimes comedians laugh at themselves.
Absolutely.
It is,
Actually,
you
so
can say, normal.
if you look at if you do any study from Charlie Chaplin to I mean anybody, I mean Charlie Chaplin, of course, these were the greatest, or even Laurel Hardy. If you go back to the silent era time, to even current times, I believe comedians are a little more empathetic. They through comedy, through that lightheartedness, it gives them a chance to say a lot. And I think generally comedy is one of the ways how people express. Anwar Maqsood, what a brilliant example of Pakistan,
Yes.
who is more or less, he's an incredibly talented human being, and but his expressions are mostly things which in Pakistan, unfortunately, or generally even in the world, there's a lot of things that we believe in, a lot of censorship and things unsaid, and comedians have this tendency to express themselves in ways. So, which is why I consider myself a comedian, because I am very expressive, and it doesn't really matter who it is. If you see something, say something. So I'm very much that. So, and
That's right.
being a comedian is an acceptable way, somewhat in society, for one to say things. So yeah, that's why I think
That's
I
great.
consider myself somewhat of a comedian. Yes.
Now, sir, I'm going to ask some serious questions.
GT. Good
This
luck with
was the
that.
first part of our discussion. And what does leadership with heart means to you?
So I think a true leadership, in my opinion, leadership really means that those you are surrounded by, they excel and not you, where the focus is not on you but on your team. And I really believe a leader is somebody whose team is successful, therefore the leader is successful. I mean, that's not the general concept that we understand. It might not even be very practical. Practically speaking, all the leaders it's all about huge egos, and it's all about self-serving, and that's not how I work. Um, and I don't know what the correct actual real definition is, because the successful quote unquote leaders seem to be the ones who have all these followers and chamchas and jo sab chada rahe hote hain.
Yes.
Something which I absolutely, that's not me. That's not who I am.
Okay,
Matlab,
that's
I chadao my colleagues, because they are the ones who are actually doing anything. They are the ones due to which any success, I believe, happens. Everything that I've always ever achieved in my life has always been because of a team. It's not me.
that's great. Sir, would you like to describe your personality in three features, in three words? What are your, you can say, the special skills or your typical features as a leader? You can say in three words. Even if it is not, you can say, convenient, you can say in three phrases, sentences,
So
anything.
I think collaborative, definitely. I believe
Yes.
in everything. I believe in very much has to be collaborative. So I'm very much that. Um, I think resilient. I That is one thing I have seen in myself, that I don't. Resilience basically means that you don't give up. You keep on trying. So I think I am that. If you really want something, you can get it. And I think the biggest quality, whether you're a leader or a follower or anything in a human being, I believe, is honesty. I think that is very important. That's something that we don't generally we don't focus on that too much, because we believe to deliver it's okay to deceive. I don't think that is the correct way of going about it. I believe it's better to just be honest and you just figure things out practically.
Wonderful. How has your journey from Karachi to Canada shaped your life?
Well, I got, so my introduction to Canada happened a long time ago. I got married in Canada. I got married in Ottawa. My wife, also Pakistani, but her father was in the Navy. They moved to Saudi, then they moved to Canada, and then we got married in 1996. So I got married here in Canada, and since then I've been going back and forth a lot. In 2007 is when I decided that, because my wife, kids, everybody was Canadian, I wasn't, but we used to come very regularly. Alhamdulillah, I was again very blessed in that way. My wife's family was in Canada and in California, so we used to visit very regularly. And it was around 2007 that when we decided that I should also get my Canadian passport done. And then there was also a business, and the things in Pakistan were also back in 2007, 8, if you remember. Again, there was some kind of a similar situation. Things were a bit tight for Pakistan, so we moved to Canada, and the journey's been spectacular. Canada is, as I tell many people, it's absolutely heaven on earth. And I'm somewhat of a well, not fundo, but yes, Muslim. So as far as even that is concerned, the most this is a quote I used to tell everybody: okay, the community, the people as a whole, if you take out, if like for the Muslim people, the iman part is missing, but the amal, the practicality of the whole Canadians as a whole is 100% Islamic. Their focus is, if the responsibility of being a human being, whether it's environment, whether it's your neighbor, they are the actual practical ones, where I believe the Islamic point is, okay, even if your neighbor is hungry, you are accountable. So Canadians live like that, whereas the Muslim people just talk it and don't live it.
Just talk it.
So they are incredible human beings, amazing people. I think best. I mean, obviously, to live in a freezer, you become fantastic, and there really is an amazing. I mean, best country in the world in my. I mean, of course, I'm biased, but best country in the world.
They are, in practical sense, they are Muslims. We are just in just a level of word. We are a label, but they have practice.
So the being a Muslim, when you say Muslim, so the practical, besides the, I'm not talking about personal things, which are, if you do namaz or if you do all these things, these are all for yourself. If you're doing roza, you're only doing things to yourself. It's not that. The Muslim people generally, it's more about others than it is about yourself. That it's a being a Muslim basically means you submit to the will of God. That means, and you understand everyone is created equal. So that is something that the Canadians live like that. Pakistan, where we basically still have legalized slavery, where we do not treat
Mhm.
other human beings. We do not believe they're equals because of
Yes.
money, education, whatever the reason being. I mean, there are so many things dividing over there: caste, creed, education, money, uh, genetics. They think there's a million. I mean, it's not just Pakistan. This is true everywhere in the world. I don't mean to pick on Pakistan. I mean, it is my home. It always will be.
Just I have written my name with Buddha, and everyone is here used to add something Chima, Jat, Vadaj, Meher, so kind of things. One of my teachers, Moosa M, is a well learned person.
Hmm. Hmm.
He never ever added such kind of things. One
Hmm.
of the person asked him, sir, what's your caste? He said, what do you mean
Yeah,
by caste?
yeah, yeah,
I'm Moise. That's enough.
yeah,
That's enough. And if you have some concern, tell me.
yeah.
That's a great, response. Okay,
So
sir, we
again,
are.
the American school, I was again very lucky because of being in the American school system, and it had a vast variety of people from all different backgrounds, religions, beliefs. In fact, it was a very international community back when I was growing up. So that gives you, see, when you have practical dealings with people, is when you understand, okay, we are all different, we all bleed red, we are all the same, and these cultural differences are something. I mean, I personally believe they're amazing, all different cultures. I get more fascinated by them. foods, people, everything. And there are more things practical that binds us together than differentiates us, like how it was in again coming back to Islam, or when the Christians and the Muslim when the Muslims and the Christians got together, it was, I believe that's what that Christ. I mean, I don't know history that well, but I believe that the gentleman only said, he drew a line on the thing, and he said the difference between Islam and Christianity is just a very small difference. So we're all, there's more similarities amongst all of us than there are differences. So again, the handful of people for their own power, right? The people who create the differences, who focus on that, is because they want to be right. The whole two nation theory, we are different. So I don't
Yes.
believe in division, but division is what gives a certain number of people power. The only reason people divide is because a handful want to contain power,
Right.
generally speaking. Yeah.
Right. So now I'm back to some new questions.
Yeah.
What bold decisions transformed your business? Now you are, you can say that in one of the interview you told that you are not doing any business right now,
G.
but you can say the recent past you were doing something special.
The I think the boldest decision, well, one mistake I know I made was by adding, believing. I think in business it's important to the partners that you keep, to, because what happens is, I think the mistakes I've made is taking family into partnerships because of emotions, without realizing it, when they don't offer anything practical, or there is it can get complicated. And I think those mistakes I've made, trusting people only because they are family, rather than using logic and brains,
Right.
and doing things sensibly. So I think that has been, not transformative. It's been a very amazing learning experience, because you learn from the errors that you make, and and to me it's just been wonderful, because I've learned so much about people, about others, about the levels that human beings can fall to, for what their priorities are. So it's been really wonderful. It's been an amazing experience for me. I mean, there's been a lot of complications and difficulties and whatnot. Again, but it's been more, it has shown me more about others and about myself. So I've been quite, so it's again been a blessing from as far as Allah is concerned. Life keeps going on. And I think you can also tell which people don't really believe in an afterlife. The ones whose focus is only this world, who don't believe there are cameras, everything is being recorded. These are again practical things which Muslims are supposed to believe. It doesn't matter if there's a camera sitting on your face or not, you're still being recorded. But if you
Right.
believe this, then you act differently, and you can tell now who actually believes this, and who is only out there to do the show of, who believes that Allah or whatever God creator is, they are special, and all their misgivings will be forgiven because they have a good excuse. So I love that. I love this realization, because I believe that is the truth. So there's no question in my mind, deception, lies. I think that is one of the biggest things I've learned, how easy it is for people to lie. And this is why I love Canadians. We call them papoos, because it's difficult for them to lie, because they're innocent. And this is a beautiful thing, which is what
What
is
an amazing thing.
appreciated. But like us, we don't
Yes.
appreciate it.
Everywhere we can do that.
Mm.
That you can say that's one of the logics that you are a visionary entrepreneur. That you can say have learned over there a lot of things. Okay,
नहीं
that's
नहीं जी,
great.
मैं आपको बता दूं, first of all, there's no such thing as vision. I mean, visionary is something like Rehan, who does something out of the box, and doesn't matter, he doesn't care what people say, and he does it anyways. And he's also very lucky that that he's gotten support. I think the real visionary, everybody has a vision. The difference is all in the support that you get.
Yes.
So everyone's vision is, I believe, I mean, one can reach their goals, but it is a matter of perseverance, yes, but also support. So it's the people who and like this whole Rehan School again system. It's a very supportive system where they are encouraging, they're teaching. They're interested in you. So this generally doesn't exist. People are generally much more selfish. So I just love this. This is why I really enjoy what this the whole Rehan School.
And the participants who joined Sir Rehan's school, they also contribute. They try to contribute in their own society.
Absolutely, yeah.
I know one of you can say the participants here in my area. That's FIFA Education Wali. She interviewed me, and she's a wonderful girl. You can say she's trying to contribute to young kids once, and
Mashallah.
she's going to do a class at 7 to 8 or 6 to 7. I asked her, it is too early,
Hmm.
but she responded me it is that after that the students have to go to their schools.
Oof,
At
yeah.
this time they are quite calm and they
Right,
can get a lot of
right,
things.
right.
And one thing more that what is we can say started in early in the morning, that is there is a great blessing for us. She accommodated in this way. Okay, sir, can I move forward? A few more questions. You can no longer, you can say that it will be a brief now. I think you have tired, you can say, but you especially gave me a time. I really appreciate you.
That's no
How
problem.
do you balance purpose and profit, sir?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
How do you balance purpose and profit?
Oh, so for practical purposes, profit is extremely necessary, and I think it's important to have whatever your goal, whatever your purpose, whatever it is. For as far as business is concerned, profit is practically extremely necessary, right? You cannot function without something being losses. You cannot sustain. A person cannot sustain losses for a extended period of time. So I don't believe the purpose of every business is only profit, but profit is something that you cannot ignore in business. So I think they go hand in hand. But sirf purpose, I hope it's not just to make money.
Yes. Thank you, sir. It's our, you can say, we are going to close our session.
Sure.
And my wonderful audience, I would not like to leave this session, but time, you can say, restrictions are there.
Right.
We will be back some days, you can say, in future back. And I love to talk Muhammad Musa Ilyas. He's a wonderful personality. He's a visionary, but he denies that he is not visionary. But yeah, from my heart, he is still a quite visionary and dedicated, consistent person. And I love to talk to him in future. Thank you, sir. You were with me.
Thank you so much, Naseem bhai. Inshallah, look forward to talking to you again. Allah
Thank
Hafiz.
you. Love us.